Why do people become addicted to psychics? When I was around 12 years old, my mother showed up at our house one day with a stack of anti-slip shower mats. I asked her about her sudden, urgent need for bath safety. A psychic told your aunt someone in the family is going to have a traumatic fall in the shower, she said in a dead serious tone. And I don't want to take any chances. I called my mother recently and asked her if she remembered this moment, but she said she had no recollection of it. Although, she did recall another time she went to a psychic when she was in the middle of getting a divorce. The only thing I remember was the woman telling me I was going to start over again with a man from overseas. As fate would have it, my stepfather, whom she married 19 years ago, was from Barcelona. My mother isn't the only one who has at one point believed in a fortune teller. The ancient Greeks consulted the Oracle of Delphi. 16th century royals turned to Nostradamus for political advice. And even today, we're sometimes guilty of turning to Susan Miller's astrology zone when Mercury is in retrograde. But fortune-telling can also have more serious ramifications. Last week, the New York Times revealed the story of a man who ended up paying $718,000 to psychics who promised to reunite him with a lost love, even after he learned she had died. Limited time offer BR. Don't miss out. BR. Join the club. Fortune telling is not only illegal in New York City, a high-profile psychic has even confessed that it's a scam, yet most people I know have at one point in their lives gone to see a psychic, astrologer, tea leaf reader, or medium. My friend Alyssa, who has always loved to read our horoscopes over brunch, first introduced me to the powerful lure of clairvoyance. I would see the $10 psychic signs on every other corner in New York, Alyssa explained. And I got curious. She eventually went inside and was disappointed by the fortune-teller's hokey delivery. Then, a family friend suggested she try a psychic who was popular among the women in her elite social circle. I went to her and she was uncannily accurate, she said. She predicted certain work changes and even a death in the family. From then on, Alyssa began getting her tarot cards read regularly. Watched Emily Ratajkowski on Being Nervous for the Met Gala in the beginning. She only had readings every couple of months, mainly to get a sense of where her life was heading. At first it's just fun to hear about yourself, Alyssa said. But after a tough breakup, she found herself going back more and more. I wanted answers on why things had happened and whether or not we were going to get back together. When the psychic did not deliver promising news, she started seeing a few others to corroborate or cross-check her prediction. After a few years, Alyssa began dating someone new and her fortune-telling habit slowed. But after that relationship abruptly ended, she quickly sought out her tarot reader's advice once again. She told me there was a woman involved in his life, she said. So I'm pretty positive he was cheating on me? Danielle is another woman who frequently turns to psychics in moments of romantic turmoil. I asked her why would someone pay for a few hazy remarks from a stranger instead of getting advice from a friend. You want to hear things that are out of your control, she said. Your friend can't really tell you what a guy is thinking about when he breaks up with you or what's going to happen at work, but a psychic can. Not all women who go to fortune tellers are looking for help with their love lives, however. Alexandra, a 30-year-old entrepreneur, likes to consult an astrologer and a psychic a few times a year to get a handle on the future of her business. My husband thinks it's incompatible that someone can be smart and believe in these things, she said. But I believe some people have a much more developed intuitive, or sixth sense. It's like any other incredible gift. There are genius mathematicians and there are psychics. While her astrologer turns to the stars and the planets' alignment for guidance, her psychic, as she put it, communicates with the universe. She'll ask things like, do you think she's on the right path? What's her life mission? And she'll get answers such as, she's getting involved with people who aren't good for her? Or she should think big picture now. In the end, Alexandra views the whole process as a form of therapy. And the price tag $300 for a 2-hour reading is similar to what a session with a New York City shrink might cost. Most popular royals. The Princess of Wales's dazzling state dinner outfit honored both Princess Diana and the Queen by Elise Taylor magazine exclusive, Naomi Biden on her White House wedding by Chloe Mal Beauty. Jennifer Lopez's rich girl manicure is the ultimate holiday season neutral by Calvin Van Paris. Alice, a 34-year-old stay-at-home mom, has turned to both psychics and therapists in times of need. Sometimes you don't have time to go every week to therapy, and it can also cost a lot of money if you live in New York, she said. That's why psychics can be an easier alternative. On her first visit, her psychic cleansed her aura and it ended up costing her a few $1,000s. Her second clairvoyant, a woman in Colorado whom she consulted for years, went from being trustworthy to suspicious. She was great, but the more I started passing out her name, the more interested she became in money. These days, Alice calls a woman in Tehran, Iran, who doesn't ask for any money in exchange for a psychic reading. Everything she's said has been right. She told me things about my daughter. She even predicted when my grandmother died. After talking to so many steadfast believers, I decided to see for myself what all the fuss was about. While I rationally did not believe in psychics, I also kept my distance because of the fear that they would deliver a terrible piece of news. So, I settled on astrology, the more reputable form of clairvoyance than, say, tarot readers or mediums. I booked an appointment to have my birth chart read by astrologer Rebecca Gordon, a former Susan Miller trainee who now does readings out of a serene space in Gramercy Park. Gordon said that the majority of people ask for a reading when they are facing an impasse in life, or before they are about to make a major financial decision. I have a lot of clients who do business in Hong Kong and who call regularly for a consultation, she said. Throughout our session, Gordon spoke in a calm and reassuring tone, similar to that of a therapist. She studied my astrology chart whenever I asked her questions relating to my relationship, my career, and my family. She gave me plenty of happy news. Money is not going to be your cross to bear. And some things I wished I hadn't learned. I really want you to take extra care of your immune system next year. When I got home later that afternoon, I shared details of my session with my husband. I told him that Gordon had said we were going to have another kid, and that the baby would come as a surprise. He stared at me with a pale face, before I told him that I am promptly getting an IUD. Don't worry, I said. I'm not taking any chances.